Here are 5 tight ends with league-winning upside, and watch until the end for a bonus league-winning tight end. Number 1, Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens. Andrews was on pace for over 900 yards last season, and that includes after missing week 1. He looked like he was working his way back in weeks 2 and 3. And remember, the last game of the year that Andrews played, after 7 snaps, he had that hip drop tackle that ended his regular season. So Andrews, despite a 900-yard pace, could have been closer to 1,000. All that said, the only time Andrews has failed to reach 847 yards in a full season was in 2020. This is going to be the second year of Todd Monken's offense, and we saw Lamar Jackson improve the passing game efficiency late in the season. So with this training camp together and those improvements, Andrews is likely the best receiver on the team, and he could be in line for another monster season like he had a few years ago. Number 2, Kyle Pitts of the Atlanta Falcons. It was mentioned that Pitts was never really 100% last year due to a knee injury, even though he played the entire season. But we have to look at the problem. Arthur Smith. First of all, Pitts was seeing far too many deep passes. It was 99th percentile average depth of target. Too many deep shots from bad quarterbacks who were inaccurate. It was never going to work. Now, offensive coordinator Zach Robinson comes in from the Sean McVay tree. We can see a world where Pitts gets optimized as a receiver, running a variety of routes and being fully weaponized for the first time in his career. And remember, Pitts could be the number 2 option in the passing game with Kirk Cousins as his quarterback. We may finally see that season we've been hoping for from Kyle Pitts since 2021. Number 3, Jake Ferguson of the Dallas Cowboys. At his best, Ferguson is a seam stretcher and a great red zone option. And last year, it was a great year. 761 yards and 5 touchdowns. That didn't count the Dallas playoff game where Ferguson had 93 yards and another 3 touchdowns. And he was coming on as the season went on. You could see the confidence grow between Prescott and Ferguson. And after the week 6 bye when Dallas went pass heavy, Ferguson was almost a lock to hit at least 30 yards. And 8 times it was at least 40 yards. But Jake Ferguson could be the number 2 option in the passing offense. And again, we know they're going to pass a lot. And with another training camp to build, Ferguson may really bloom into a super high volume tight end. If you enjoy videos like these, please consider hitting the like button and subscribe to the new RotoWire YouTube channel. Number 4, Dallas Goedert of the Philadelphia Eagles. I know. Goddard has been very disappointing. Durability is a concern. He's missed 10 games over the last 3 years. Last year, a career low 10 yards per reception after averaging 12-8 and 14-8 the previous 2 seasons. I blame former offensive coordinator Brian Johnson for that. The offense was not optimized. Everybody took a hit, especially in the second half of the season. Now, if the Eagles, as projected, have a bad defense, the Eagles may have to be aggressively moving the ball for 4 quarters, and that helps. And also, Kellen Moore is the new offensive coordinator, and Kellen Moore loves to stretch a defense. And aside from A.J. Brown, Goddard is a very good tight end at stretching the field. So this could be an optimal scenario, and we could see Dallas Goedert have one of the best years of his career, if not the best. Number 5, Luke Musgrave of the Green Bay Packers. Now remember, Musgrave had at least 49 yards in 4 of his first 9 games, above average in yards after the catch, depth of target on average like 58th percentile. Luke Musgrave was a good player, but then he got injured, missed a big stretch of time at the end of the season. That's when Green Bay's offense was really turning things up and they were looking great. So Musgrave really missed that and he was productive. Now people will say Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft is a good blocking tight end and he showed the ability to catch, but Musgrave is the receiver here and he is going to be a big factor in the offense. Remember, when Musgrave came back for the NFL playoffs, he only played a few snaps and Kraft played more. Musgrave was not 100%. So Luke Musgrave's sneaky player who could have a really big season. All right, since you stayed to the end, here's a bonus tight end with some league winning upside. Hunter Henry of the New England Patriots. Now, Henry, look, mostly horrible last year, 419 yards. He did score 6 touchdowns. I want you to look at the year differently, though. The quarterback play was atrocious in New England. The offensive line is a problem, but Henry started out the season strong. He had at least 51 yards in 3 of the first 4 games, and then at the end of the season, he showed us again that ability. The last 2 games, he averaged 53 yards and a half a touchdown. So Henry can still play. And if Drake May can give New England some improvement at quarterback, we hope that's the case, Henry could have a surprisingly big season.